Hey everybody, I wanted to give you 3 films that you should pick up before the Barnes & Noble sale ends that I think you probably can find. And each of these has a 4K. So Richard Linklater, who directed the Before trilogy, did a movie about Breathless, so this might be a good time to pick that up if you haven't. Breathless is something really important to have in your collection, if nothing else, for the film history. And the first time I saw Breathless, I didn't fall in love with it. I watched it on a laptop, not the best way. But this 4K presentation is something I talk about every so often on the channel because it looks so good, the story's so compelling, and it's just a great piece of French New Wave cinema. The back of it says there was before Breathless and after Breathless. This 1960 jazzy freeform sexy homage to the American film genres that inspired him. And it's a anything goes crime narrative, and it has these wonderful young stars that really helped launch the genre. And I just think that of all the Godard, this is one of the purely prettiest or technically most beautiful to watch, besides maybe something like Contempt. And I thought I'd throw that out there to you as something to think about with the film that's been coming out. And, you know, it's a 4K, just much like this 4K, which is really good, also called The Long Good Friday. And I love this wording on the back, a combustible performance from Bob Hoskins in this. And I have long been a fan of Bob Hoskins. I'm a big fan of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was a perfect performance from him. And he's kind of in this underground British crime scene. It's a real big British classic. But he's a mobster, and he's trying to close a deal with some American folks in the mafia. And this crime empire he's created is sort of attacked from different angles. There's a huge explosion in a building at one point that's really convincing. And this is one of those that has a lot of the best trademarks in the genre as far as, you know, memorable moments, double crosses. I just watched Godfather Part 2, and there were a few parts that kind of remind those films that remind me of each other. But The Long Good Friday is another film that I think, it has Helen Mirren in it, and she's fantastic. So it's, you know, completely firing on all cylinders. And I have some folks that I talk with who are just really into this, and we'll mention it sometimes. And it's something that I think you should definitely pick up if you are able to. But another one, and the other one I wanted to tell you if you're on last minute pickups, is a film that I have, it really sunk into my soul. I'm a huge fan of Scorsese. I'm a huge fan of Italian neorealism, and I really hope you don't sleep on Vittorio De Sica's Shoe Shine, an international breakthrough for neorealism, it says, Academy Award-winning film. And these kids in 40s Italy, they are trying to raise money to buy a horse by shining shoes, and they're caught up in a robbery, and there's some things happen with that, and as a result, they end up in this juvenile detention center with some great scenes in a prison, and their loyalty to each other is really tested. But what I loved most about it was this has that frank, honest, hard-hitting dialogue that you would expect from Scorsese, so it kind of serves as a good companion piece to one of his films. And I'm specifically recommending this in this kind of end of November sale, if you watch this at that time, because I think this would be something good to pair if you're like me and you're going to rewatch something like Goodfellas, you know, late Thanksgiving, Christmas, something like that. I really love those kind of films in that time. You know, Goodfellas has all those great Christmas scenes, so I think this is something that will naturally pair well with that. So each of these I kind of recommended as something that I think if you maybe have slept on or you just really didn't think would be for you, try them out and see if you like them. I've mentioned some of these before on the channel, but I thought that they were worth repeating for those of you that might be interested in something else to pick up. In the sale, if you thought the content was helpful and you want to click the thumbs up button for me, that'd be great. Tell me what you're picking up here, and we'll see you next time at Cody in the Cinema.